Get ready for a wild ride. From fearless wolverines to cunning wolves, tiny tigers, and desperate elk, the forest never sleeps. Predators clash, prey fight for their lives, and every second could be their last. Watch closely. This is raw nature, uncut and unstoppable. In the lands of Italy, an Italian wolf spotted a fox. The fox had no idea what was behind him or who was stalking him. The wolf was hungry, slowly trying to get closer to his prey without being noticed. A long time passed, and he still didn't attack. But at one moment, the wolf finally rushed forward. Oops! He missed. The fox managed to escape. If the wolf had known this would be the outcome, he would have struck faster and stronger. Go find your prey somewhere else, wolf. In this old scene, we see a wolf storm into a farm full of lambs. There were many of them, but the predator stayed calm despite their numbers. He chose just one and attacked. With his deadly jaws, he grabbed it and tried to drag it to the ground. Even after being caught with no real defense, the lamb didn't fall immediately. It remained standing, resisting with all its strength. And here the clip ends. But honestly, dear viewer, there's almost no chance it escaped, unless someone stepped in and aimed a firearm at the wolf. Otherwise, that lamb would become a heavy meal for this lucky predator. This wolf found himself in a snowy pit, face to face with a wolverine. But this wasn't an ordinary wolverine. He was blind, with a bucket stuck over his head, unable to see his enemy. Even so, the scene was incredible. Despite seeing nothing, he managed to make the wolf fear him. The wolverine didn't rely on sight. He relied on his sense of hearing. He focused entirely on every sound, which helped him dodge the wolf's attacks. What's truly shocking is that the wolf couldn't kill him. He couldn't even properly touch or bite him. I don't know how this wolf failed to defeat a blind animal. The scene ends here as the young man stops filming, leaving us wondering about the final outcome. Last February, a wolf and a wolverine were spotted fighting over food inside Denali National Park and Preserve in Alaska. At first, it seemed like the wolf would have the upper hand and finish the wolverine, but once again, this small fighter proved that no wolf can take him down. Even if the wolf was larger, the wolverine stood his ground. His strikes were strong and precise, never allowing the wolf to dominate. Both were originally battling over a carcass, though it's unclear which one had hunted it. In the end, the wolf backed away. The wolverine remained the victor, claiming the entire meal for himself, while the wolf could only watch from a distance. What a disappointing performance from the wolf. What do you think? He is in real trouble deep in the heart of the forest. Out here, nothing is more dangerous than a pack of hungry wolves moving as one. Their eyes are locked on him, their patience thinning with every second. The honey badger knows the odds are against him. If he cannot find a way out, his fate could be brutal. Their numbers alone are enough to tear him to shreds. They circle carefully, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Every step he takes could be his last. Climbing a tree might seem like a smart option. It could buy him time, maybe even confuse the pack, but even that does not guarantee survival. The wolves are relentless, and hunger makes them bold. Seconds feel like minutes as the tension builds. The forest falls silent as if holding its breath. Then, after a long and nerve-wracking standoff, the moment finally passes. The wolves back away, they disappear into the trees, and against all odds, he is free. Alright, this scene will shock you, and now you'll see why. These wolves had hunted this prey, and it was rightfully theirs. There were 3 of them, until a wolverine arrived and turned the moment into a scene of pure chaos. It was unbelievable. The wolves actually feared him. They stepped back, and the wolverine claimed the entire meal for himself. And the shocking part, he didn't even work to hunt it. The prey originally belonged to the 3 wolves. In the end, they all retreated toward the forest. The intruder stood there alone, taking the whole meal before their eyes, without giving them a single bite. Now they must search elsewhere for another meal, far from any wolverine, or they may face the same bad fate again. In this freezing scene, a male coyote stood with a female nearby. The female kept her distance, while the male moved toward what looked like an easy feast. Despite the cold and even a nearby eagle, the coyote showed no fear. He began trying to grab pieces of meat from the prey lying on the snow, but unfortunately, a pack of wolves spotted him from afar. He ran as fast as he could, yet it wasn't enough. The wolves rushed in and caught him all at once. They bit down with force, making it clear this land and this prey belonged to them. No one else was allowed near it. From a distance, the female female coyote watched in sorrow. The wolves tried to chase her too, but she managed to escape, heartbroken. What a cruel world. The wild shows mercy to no one. This elk was doomed from the start. A pack of wolves had been tracking him for a long time, hungry and relentless. There was no chance they would let him escape. They poured all their energy into cornering him, working together with precision and deadly focus. Cameras captured every tense moment. The elk running at full speed, trying desperately to keep ahead, but fatigue caught up. His legs grew heavy, his breath ragged. Step by step, he slowed. The wolves seized the moment. They struck with ruthless efficiency, biting and tearing at his flesh. He fought back with every ounce of strength he had, kicking and twisting, trying to shake them off. The forest echoed with the chaos, snapping branches, growls, and the pounding of desperate hooves. But in the end, the predator's coordination proved unstoppable. The elk collapsed under their assault. The pack tore into him with ferocity, each wolf taking its share. It was brutal, unrelenting, a raw display of nature's law. Survival belongs to the strong, and mercy is a luxury no wild animal can afford. Finally, exhausted and lifeless, the elk fell silent. The wolves dispersed, leaving nothing behind but a harsh reminder of the merciless wild. This is life in the forest, cruel, relentless, and absolute. In this farm, fortunately, there are surveillance cameras capturing every moment. A dog, its breed unclear, though was guarding the property. When it heard the sound of approaching wolves, it rushed to see what the noise was. But shortly after, we see the dog caught in the jaws of a pack of wolves. Its cries rang out loud and desperate, but no one came to help. The wolves overpowered it completely. When they finished, they dragged the dog into the forest to continue what they had started. It seems this dog was meant to have a guardian of its own, rather than be the guardian. In the wild, numbers always overpower bravery. The quality of this footage is poor, but the scene is worth watching. A small tiger faced a fully grown wolf. Normally, one would expect the wolf to easily take down such a young animal. From my point of view, it should have crushed the little tiger without effort. Yet, something surprising happened. The wolf became tense, cautious, and for reasons unknown, it simply chose to retreat. And that's how this short scene ends. A fully grown wolf fleeing from a tiger just a few months old. Imagine if this tiger were older, a young adult rather than a cub. We wouldn't even see the wolf in the frame. If we did, it would likely be trapped between the tiger's jaws. And that's the wild for you. Fierce, raw, and unstoppable. Survival belongs to the strongest and every moment counts. Stay sharp or the forest will show no mercy.